Hello, moms. So I'm a pediatrician in Burlington, North Carolina. I've been a pediatrician for over 25 years, and we own, my husband and I, we own a practice in Burlington, North Carolina. We have about 5,000 patients. So as I was thinking of how to address moms all across America, what I wanted to do was sort of to simulate, you're in my favorite uh, office, room of all, which my daughter lovingly decorated for me with Disney characters. So I chose this one because I wanted to simulate what a visit with me would be like during this very trying time, and how I would address your concerns, and how I would tell you to keep yourself well, mentally healthy, but also how to keep your family safe and well and healthy during this difficult times. So as you're sort of sitting down with me and I'm coming inside and I'm saying, hi, mom, what's going on? And I'm trying to make you feel very much at ease and comfortable. Because guess what, moms? We are in a turbulent time. But at the same time, your homes are a respite for your family. And I want you to feel that and know that during this difficult time, you can be that sounding board for the rest of your family to keep things as balanced and as peaceful as possible. So I'm going to ask, so what's up? What's going on? And moms are going to tell me, well, my child's been coughing, he's had a bit of a fever, and he's just not feeling right. And of course, those symptoms would give most moms a worried concern. Until you see your doctor, you might still be concerned. And so I want for you to think about what is going on and how to address those questions when your child does come down with some of the symptoms that might be prevalent out there as indicators for the COVID-19 virus. So first of all, let me give you just a little bit of history when it comes to flu epidemics and pandemics. And I will first go to the one that I have seen. So in 2009, we had the H1N1 pandemic, and we saw a huge grouping of patients come through the clinic. They were very sick. We had lots of illness. We had lots of hospitalization. In fact, we were to the brim. We couldn't see more patients than we were seeing. We were seeing 100, maybe 120 a day some days. We were sending lots of them to the hospital. So keep that in mind. We did have quite a few that were hospitalized. Within our clinic, we did not have any of our patients that died, thank the Lord. But we did have quite a bit of hospitalizations and children that had to be even on ventilators during that time. Those were mostly the very young ones. So I'm going to jump really far in time to something that had been studying, which is the Spanish flu. The Spanish flu came through in 1918. It lasted about from start to finish, at the most it seemed to last was about 18 months. And that took, depending from the country that it affected, it took between 0.1 and 3% of all of the worldwide population because of this illness. But have this in mind, it's been 100 years since then. We have the advent of understanding how communicable diseases go from person to person. We have running water, we have electricity, we have all of these medical progresses that weren't available. We have antibiotics, we have steroids, we know how to treat illness. This is not like the Spanish flu because of so many other reasons. And the other thing is that we were in a worldwide war, and because of that, the propagation of the disease went worldwide in a different way than what it's going through today. So given those two illnesses in the past, I've been given a lot of thought to this current illness. And what I see is an illness that, yes, it is severe. Yes, we have to be well on the alert and protect our families and really be understanding and also listening to what is going on around us. But I believe that this one is very different because the power is a lot in our hands to make sure that we protect our families. And what do we do, Mom, to make sure that we're protecting our families? And you've heard all the things: hand washing, and making sure that we're using sanitizer, soap, all of those things. But here's the thing: your kids are at home. And a lot of us have sort of drifted into this new lifestyle of the kids are at home and I'm at home, and we're not doing our jobs the way that we regularly do, because a lot of us are staying at home. But we have to get back to healthy routines. And that's really important in kids. For example, I like to see when parents are waking up their children at a routine time. For me, that would probably be somewhere between 8 and 8:30, and adhere to schedules. I'd like to see our parents waking up, getting their kids up, washing their faces, getting ready for the day, making sure that they have a healthy breakfast. One of the things that helps children to fight off diseases, vitamin C. Make sure that instead of hoarding things like toilet paper and paper towels, we should be hoarding bananas and fruits and oranges, things that we can use at home so that we increase our consumption of vitamin C, because vitamin C is great against fighting disease, especially for children, because vitamin C is a great healer. It's a great healer, as well as being is something that helps us not to get sick. The other thing that we're not doing enough of, and now that it's turning nice and warm, is sun exposure. We need to expose our children to the sun. So we need, and I know they're telling us, don't go out to parks. But guys, most of us have backyards. Most of us know places that we can be with our families and be outside and get some sun. Vitamin D is the great regenerator and producer of new great cells. You need it for your skin, you need it for your bones. And so to be able to fight off diseases, you need nice, new, bright cells. So we need to expose the children to sunlight. And there's no better producer of vitamin C than having the sunlight on our skin. So vitamin C, vitamin D, fruit, and exposure to sun. That's going to be a great part of keeping our family healthy. Apart from that, just make sure that our kids are drinking plenty of fluids, that we keep them off cell phone and other electronics, that we have them interacting with us. And as I like to say, the most important healing product that we have is ourselves as moms. When we expose our children to ourselves, especially when we're healthy, we're mentally healthy, but we're also physically healthy, we're making sure that our children are also healthy themselves. They're looking up to you, mom and dad. I know there are a lot of dads out there. They're the ones that are having to be on the home front right now. And so you dads, you need to be taking care of yourselves, because if you're not taking care of yourselves, you're not going to be able to take care of your families. So moms and dads, take the advice that I said for the children and stick it to yourselves as well. Make sure that you're going to bed on time. A lot of kids at this time, I had one kid today told me that she went to bed at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock in the morning, and she's only 12. So make sure that our family is going to bed on time, that they're not excessively on different electronic venues, and they're talking to each other. With all of this social distancing that we're doing, I think that we're overdoing it in a bit, because we need more social aspects, perhaps not physical, but we need to have our social relationships increased. And so I need for your children to feel your warmth, your calm. And so before we started this talk, we prayed. I would like you in the morning, moms and dads, to make sure that before you face your children through this very turbulent time, that you pray and you ask for that strength, so that your face doesn't look downtrodden, so that it looks like it's happy, and that you're able to face this difficult time, and so that your children don't even see that it's a difficult time. I'll leave you with a couple of examples of a couple of parents that have been in the practice in the last few days. I had one mom who came in and she was very distraught. Her little 1.5-year-old has been pretty sick. She had a fever and she didn't know what to do. But this mom was so distraught that she was having palpitations and some chest pain. And after I went and examined the child and said, I really don't see any suspicion for your child having coronavirus, she actually asked the nurse who came in after me, is she lying to me? Is she telling me something that's not true? And anybody who knows Dr. Rose would know that the first thing that I do is I sit with you after I've examined the child, and I level with you and I say, this is what I think. Here are my suspicions. Here how we're going to rule that out. And so it seemed like there was no being able to comfort her. So we went over the whole list. I did some lab work. They all came back. The mom still looked very troubled. And so over the last 2 or 3 days, she's calmed down a little bit, but I don't see her back to the level of herself. And so I fear for the rest of the family, because the mom is the sounding board. She's the mirror for the rest of the family. So I try to pray with her and spend extra time with her. I think that the family is going to do okay, but the consequences of how she's dealing with it will still be there for the family. And so I have that concern that some of the tremors of what has she's been going through will be left with the family. So here's case number 2. Well, this is not a case, it's a beautiful family. But this really vibrant mom with about 6 other children now had her 7th child. And the little boy is very healthy, beautiful. This family has gone through a very difficult time, actually lost a baby not too long ago. And the mom is looking very peaceful, very content in the office. The little guy lost a great amount of weight in the first 3 days. Mom's breast milk had not come in. And so we talked a little bit, and she understood what she needed to do to get him back to normal. She did that and came in with a beautiful smile today. I asked her how the other children were doing, and she said, they're doing great. They're very peaceful. Little baby Henry is so happy to see the little baby brother. We're all thriving. Life is as usual because we're homeschooling, and I'm trying to keep a good face and a good front because Dad has been able to keep his job. So those are 2 different ways to see this. Both are big families. One allowed all of what's going out externally to come back into her home. The other mom protected the walls of her home, and because of that, the children are very healthy. I want you to respond like mom number 2. And that's what we need to do with our children and our homes and our families right now, so that we protect our walls and our homes from what's out there. And I think that's what really we can do to keep our families and our homes healthy. So this is Dr. Rosemary Stein from Burlington, North Carolina. Always feel free to contact our office. I'm on Facebook, Rosemary Stein, MD. You can always reach me and my family and our practice assistants. And just God bless, take care, keep healthy, and remember, moms and dads, that you're holding up the fort for the next generation of America.